Morning students. In the last class, we are writing the dimensional formulas up to 82 dimensional formulas we completed. Specific resistance or resistivity, resistivity reciprocal will be conductivity, up to that we wrote. Specific resistance. So, specific resistance if we write, specific resistance, its another name will be resistivity. Both are same only. It is represented by the letter rho. So, rho is equal to rho. Rho is equal to RA by L formula. R will be resistance, A will be area, L will be length. Resistance dimensional formula M L square T power minus 3 A power minus 2. That is the dimensional formula of resistance. And the area it will be L square. And the length it will be L. One L will cancel. L square into L, that value will be L cube. So, M L cube T power minus 3 A power minus 2. That is the dimensional formula of specific resistance. Clear? Resistivity or specific resistance is indicated, the dimension formula will be M L cube T power minus 3 A power minus 2. Its formula will be rho is equal to RA by L. Next, reciprocal of this will be called conductivity. So this is 82. Next 83, conductivity, it will be represented by the letter sigma. Conductivity is equal to 1 by resistivity. Conductivity is equal to 1 by resistivity. How much we will get here? M power minus 1, L power minus 3, T cube A square. That is the dimensional formula for conductivity. Clear? Next, after finishing this, what is the dimensional formula for current density? Current density means current per unit area of cross section. That will be called as the current density. Current per unit area of cross section. So current dimensional formula will be A. Area dimensional formula will be L square. So how much we will get here? A L power minus 2. That is the dimensional formula of current density. Okay. Next, 85. What they are asking, see. Next, 85. Capacitance. It is indicated by the letter C. Capacity. So, C is equal to formula Q by V. Clear? C is equal to Q by V. If we write the dimension formula for that, how much we will get here? See, Q is equal to AT. Q is charge. Charge dimensional formula will be AT. In the same manner, V will be the potential. Potential dimensional formula M L square T power minus 3 A power minus 1. This is the potential dimensional formula. So what we will get here, see, m power minus 1. This m will comes to the numerator, m power minus 1. L square here it is there. So L power minus 2. T power 4. A square. M power minus 1, L power minus 2, T power 4, A square. That is the dimensional formula of capacitance. Clear? Next. After this, 86. Self-inductance. Its symbol will be L. Self-inductance. You don't know what is meant by self-inductance. Self-inductance or mutual inductance. Its symbol will be M. Both will have the same meaning. So, E M or L, M is equal to V by di by dt. M is equal to V by di by dt. V will be the potential difference. So V dimensional formula, how much if we write ml square t power minus 3 a power minus 1. ml square t power minus 3 a power minus 1. di by dt, this is A, this will be T. Then what we will get here, see, M L square T power minus 2 A power minus 2. M L square T power minus 3, T means T power minus 2. This A will comes to the numerator. So A power minus 2, ml square T power minus 2, A power minus 2. You don't know the meaning of that self-inductance. What is meant by mutual inductance? At this time junction you don't know. But all will come in the lessons one by one. Clear explanation will come. What you have to do? Mutual inductance is a physical quantity. Self-inductance is a physical quantity. Self-inductance means what? What is the meaning of that? Self-inductance means in a circuit some current is flowing. In a coil some current is flowing. Suddenly that current increases or decreases. Then that coil will oppose that change in the current. That phenomenon is called as the self-induction. Okay? So, if suddenly current flowing through a coil changes, that coil will oppose that change, either decreases or increases. It will oppose that change. That property will be called as the self-induction. Coefficient of self-induction, that will be called as self-inductance. Formula will be this one, either for L or for M. Same formula will be there, and dimensional formula for that will be ml square T power minus 2 A power minus 2. Okay? Next, after finishing of this, permittivity we have not wrote. Next, 87, electric permittivity. It is indicated by the letter epsilon. If you write like this will be called epsilon. Okay? Epsilon. How we will define this? What is the formula for this epsilon? See, two charges are there. They are separated by some distance. Two charges are separated by some distance. If these two are like charges, they will repel with each other. If these two are unlike charges, they will attract with each other. If they are unlike, they will attract. If these two are like, they will repel. With how much force they will attract or repel, formula will be F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. The force between them can be calculated using this formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square. Here epsilon will be called permittivity, electric permittivity. So from this epsilon value will be how much? So epsilon is equal to 1 by 4 pi F Q1 Q2 by R square. 1 by 4 pi F Q1 Q2 by R square. So then you substitute the dimensional formulas, you will get the dimensional formula of permittivity how much? So 1 by 4 pi means constant. Fourth dimensional formula MLT power minus 2 Q1 Q2 AT by L square. Okay. So if we write M power minus 1 L power minus 3 T power 4 A square. M power minus 1 L power minus 3 T power 4 A square. This secondary dimensional formula, secondary quantities. 12th class what quantities will come means relating to magnetism, electricity, what quantities are there from 66 onwards. Those will be, all will have 4 quantities. By practice, by writing continuously, you can remember that dimensional formulas. Or at least memorize the formulae. From that formulae we can derive this. At least epsilon. Directly you may not remember. But epsilon is equal to 1 by 4 pi F Q1 Q2 by R square. Like that if you remember, we can derive the dimensional formula for this. M power minus 1, L power minus 3, T power 4, A square. Is it clear? Understanding? Simple only. Next. After this, so its dimensional formula M power minus 1, L power minus 3, T power 4, A square. Next, 88 surface charge density. Surface charge density. Charge per unit area will be called as the surface charge density. So Q by A. Charge per unit area is called surface charge density. So how much we will get here? Charge will be 80. Area will be L square. So this L power minus 2 T A. This is the dimensional formula for surface charge density. Surface charge density is equal to Q by A. That will be L power minus 2 T A. Next, 89. We are coming to the end. Surface charge density, aerial velocity. Aerial velocity means change in the area by change in the time. In particular time, how much area covered by the body. That will be called as the aerial velocity. So this value will be L square. This value will be time. So L square T power minus 1. That is the dimensional formula of aerial velocity. Clear? Next. Next, after aerial velocity, wavelength. Wavelength is indicated by the letter lambda. Then wavelength means distance travelled by the wave during its time period. In its time period, how much distance wave is travelling? That will be called as the wavelength. It is a form of length. It is a form of length. Distance travelled by the wave in the time period. So in some seconds, how much distance that wave is going, that will be called as the wavelength. So its dimensional formula will be L. Clear? Next, what is relative density? Relative density means density of the body by density of water. That will be called relative density. Density of the body by density of water. So, body or water, density dimensional formula will be same. ml power minus 3 by ml power minus 3. So, here we will get m power 0, L power 0, T power 0. We can say relative density is dimensionless. Clear? It is dimensionless. Next, refractive index. Last, refractive index. It will comes in the optics part, light part we will get. Velocity of light in vacuum by velocity of light in medium. That will be called as the refractive index. Velocity of light in vacuum by velocity of light in medium. So both will have the velocities only. So velocity dimensional formula Lt power minus 1, Lt power minus 1. So we will get here m power 0, L power 0, T power 0. Clear? So it is not having any dimensions. Clear? So that is the dimension formula of refractive index. So we like this is the last one. So up to now, from the last 3 to 4 classes, 4 lectures, we are writing the dimensional formulae of different physical quantities. All these physical quantities will come in the 11th and 12th portions of you. This is the first lesson. Already I told you, once again I am saying, definitely some quantities you know, some quantities you don't know. For this quantity, this is the dimensional formula. This is the formula. Like that, if you remember at this time, that is more than enough. Relative density, density of the body by density of water, refractive index, velocity of light in vacuum by velocity of light in medium. Like that, if you remember, that is more than enough to get this. Next, After finishing of this, next, what are the uses of dimensional analysis? What are the uses of dimensional analysis? Clear? Well, we are writing different quantities, dimensional formulas. What are the, why we are writing like this? What are the uses of that word? For this, to convert one system of units into another system. This dimensional analysis will be helpful. Understanding? To convert one system of units into another system, these dimensional analysis will be useful. For example, take some examples. If you take force CGS unit will be dyne. CGS unit of force will be dyne. SI unit of force will be Newton. CGS unit. What is the relation between them? 1 Newton is equal to how many dynes? To get that relation, this dimensional analysis will be helpful. Okay? So, one system of units they give. They ask to convert this system into another system. Then we will use the dimensional analysis. Work if you take CGS unit will be erg. CGS unit of work will be erg. SI unit will be joule. Then 1 joule is equal to how many erg? To identify this system will be useful. So to convert one system of units into another system, this dimensional formulas will be useful. How to convert? What is the method? Let us see about it. We have to convert 1 Newton is equal to some dyne. We don't know. We have to find that. Okay? How to find that? What is the method to find that? Let us see. We have to approach like this for that. N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. Clear? So here N is the number, U is the unit. N is the number, U is the unit. Unit is big, number will be small. Unit is small, number will be big. Both are inversely proportional to each other, but their product will remain as the same. For example, 1 meter is there, 1 centimeter is there. Which is big? Tell me which is big. 1 centimeter is bigger, 1 meter is big. 1 meter is big. Meter magnitude is more. Centimeter size will be less only. 1 centimeter means how much you know. 1 meter means how much also you know. Which will be more means meter will be more. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So, if the unit is small, number will be more. Unit is more, number will be small. That is the relation between the number and the unit. Both inversely proportional to each other. So here N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. Yes. So Here 1 is there, write 1. U1, dimensional formulas you write down. Newton, dyne, both are the units of force only. Newton is the SI unit, dyne is the CGS unit of force. Force dimensional formula how much? mLT power minus 2. So, mL T power minus 2. Is it clear? Understanding? Dyne or Newton, both are the units of force only. That's why write the dimensions of force mL T power minus 2. So write m1 L1 T1 power minus 2. N2. For this also m2 L2 T2 power minus 2. Clear? Understanding? Simple only. So here m2 L2 T2 power minus 2. Here m1 L1 T1 power minus 2. So n2 is equal to m1 by m2 L1 by L2 T1 by T2 power minus 2. Clear? So here m1 will be the unit of mass in the SI system. L1 is the unit of length in SI system. T1 is the unit of time in SI system. These are the units in CGS system. So unit of mass will be here kg. Unit of mass in CGS system will be gram. Unit of time, here it will be meter. Here it will be centimeter. In this two, unit of time will be second only. Okay? Second will cancel. 1 power minus 2 means 1 only. That's here. Kilogram means 1000 grams. Meter means 100 centimeter into 1. Gram will cancel. Centimeter will cancel. This is 10 power 5. Clear? Here 10 cube is there. Here 10 square is there. Totally it will be 10 power 5. So N2 value will be 10 power 5. Here this value represents N2. So that value is 10 power 5. So 1 Newton is equal to 10 power 5 dyne. Like that. Procedure will be simple only. N1 is this one unit. U1 place dimension formula we wrote. N2, U2 place dimension formula. Same dimension formula will be there. Then N2 is equal to M1 by M2, L1 by L2, T1 by T2 power minus 2. Write the units. Then we will get N2 is equal to 10 power 5. So 1 Newton is equal to 10 power 5 dyne. That is the relation between SI and CGS units of force. Next. One more example we will take. 1 joule is equal to how many erg? Try to do it. 1 joule is equal to how many units of erg? Erg, joule. Both are the units of work. Work dimensional formula already you know. Then what is the procedure? N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. Okay? Then see here. 1 here U1 M1 L1 square T1 power minus 2. ML square T power minus 2 is the dimensional formula of work. So M1, L1, T1 power minus 2. N2, M2, L2 square, T2 power minus 2. That is the dimensional formula for the work. Then N2 is equal to how much? M1 by M2. L1 by L2 whole square. T1 by T2 power minus 2. M1 by M2, L1 by L2 whole square. T1 by T2 power minus 2. So, M1 means kg, M2 means gram, unit. Mass unit in the SI system will be kg. Mass unit in the CGS system will be gram. Next, mass length unit in SI system will be meter. In CGS system it will be centimeter. Time unit in SI system will be second. Here it will also be second power minus 2. These two will cancel. 1 power minus 2 will be 1 only. 1 kg means 1000 grams. 1 meter means 100 centimeter. Centimeter will cancel. Gram will cancel. Here 10 cube is there. 100 square means 10 power 4. Totally this value will be 10 power 7. 1000 into 10 power 4. That value will be 10 power 7. 1 joule is equal to 10 power 7 erg. That is the relation between joule and erg. Is it clear? So, to convert one system of units into another system, this dimensional analysis will be useful. So, like this, to convert SI or CGS unit into SI unit, what is the relation between them? We are calculating using this dimensionals. One more example we will take. Procedure will be same only, remember. 1 Newton per meter square is equal to how many dyne per centimeter square? Newton per meter square will be the SI unit of pressure. Dyne per centimeter square is the CGS unit of pressure. So here we are using the pressure dimensional formula we have to remember. N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. 1 into pressure dimensional formula, try to remember M L power minus 1 T power minus 2. So M L power minus 1 T power minus 2. This is M2 L2 power minus 1 T2 power minus 2. Okay. Then N2 is equal to M1 by M2 L1 by L2 T1 by T2 power minus 2. M1 by M2 L1 by L2 T1 by T2 power minus 1. Write this. Mass will be kg. Here in CGS system mass will be gram. Here meter. Here centimeter. Here second. Here second power minus 2. Clear? Procedure will be same only. So second will cancel. 1 power minus 2 means that is 1 only. This is 1000 gram by gram. This is 100 centimeter by centimeter power minus 1. Gram will cancel, centimeter will cancel. 1000 into 1 by 100. This value is equal to 10. 1000 into 1 by 100 is equal to 10. So this is 10. 1000 per 100 power minus 1 means 1 by 100. So two zeros will cancel and it becomes 10 only. So 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 10 dyne per centimeter square, like this, to convert one system of units into another system of units. Dimensional analysis will be useful. We are using dimensional formulas only here, you understand. Next, second one. What? The second use to check the correctness of given equation to check the correctness of a given equation. Clear? So, whether one equation is given to you, whether that equation is correct or not, you don't know. To check that, these dimensional formulas will be useful. For example, one simple pendulum is there. Simple pendulum means what? One spherical mass suspended from a rigid support with the help of a string. With the help of a string, one spherical mass is suspended. This spherical mass will be called bob, B-O-B, bob. Then it will be called as the simple pendulum. So this simple pendulum is making oscillations like this. If you pull to one side and release, then it will try to oscillate in this manner. Then what they are asking, find the time period of the simple pendulum. Find the time period of the simple pendulum. Then one equation given. For example, time period of a simple pendulum is 2 pi root L by G. 2 pi root L by G is the time period for a simple pendulum. Whether this equation is correct or not, you don't know this equation. Up to now it is not came to you. One equation is given. Whether this equation is correct or not, that we can calculate, we can identify by using the dimensional analysis. So, to check the correctness of the given equation, dimensional analysis will be helpful. So, in this equation, in the left hand side, there will be T. Left hand side, T will be there. T is the time period. So, time period dimensional formula will be T only. Time period means time taken to complete one oscillation. It's a time only, that is. So, its time dimensional formula will be T. Right hand side, what is there? 2 pi root L by G. 2 pi is constant, we know. It is not having any dimensions. Square root of length dimensional formula L. G means acceleration due to gravity. Its dimensional formula how much? Already we wrote that 92 dimensional formulas we wrote. You have to memorize all, practice all. G dimensional formula will be L T power minus 2. L will cancel. This value will be square root of T square. So this value will be T. Okay. So Right, left hand side dimensional formula T. Right hand side dimensional formula is also T. So we can say this equation is dimensionally correct. Dimensionally, this equation is LHS is equal to RHS. Na? What we got, LHS is equal to RHS. So we can say this equation is dimensionally correct. Clear? One more example we will take. Coefficient of viscosity formula, they gave it as pi PR power 4 by 8 V by T into L, where P is the pressure, R is the radius of the capillary tube, V by T is the volume of the liquid collected in unit time, L is the length of the capillary tube. One formula they gave, you don't know whether that is correct or not. We will check it by using dimensional formula. How to check it? Left hand side, what is there? Eta. Eta dimensional formula already you know, coefficient of viscosity. Check what is the dimensional formula. Coefficient of viscosity m L power minus 1 T power minus 2. That is the dimensional formula of coefficient of viscosity. Right hand side, what is there? See, pi PR power 4 by 8 V by T into L. Pi is constant, 8 is constant. Pi, 8 both are constants. Constants don't have dimensional formula. P is the pressure. Pressure dimensional formula m L power minus 1 T power minus 2. R dimensional formula L, so it becomes L power 4. R power 4 means L power 4. This is L cube. This is T. This is L. Okay? L cube by T into L. So L power 4 we will cancel. So this T is in the denominator, it will comes to numerator. M L power minus 1 T power minus 2 into T. This T power 1 T power minus 2 will be T power minus 1 M L power minus 1 T power minus 1. That is the dimensional formula of right hand side. M L power minus 1 T power minus 1. Left hand side, how much we got? M L power minus 1 T power minus 1. Both are correct only, na? So what we can say, LHS is equal to RHS. So equation is dimensionally correct. Numerically correct or not, we don't know. So here pi may be there, or here some more will be there, here 8 may be there, here 6 may be there. Equation is dimensionally correct. Numerically it may be correct, may not be correct. We can't decide with this dimensional analysis. Okay? Next, third one. To derive the relation between physical quantities. To derive the relation between physical quantities, this dimensional analysis will be useful. Okay, how it will be there, see. Kinetic energy formula, already you know it as half mv square. This we can derive using dimensional analysis. Potential energy formula, it will be mgh. Time period of a simple pendulum formula 2 pi root L by G. All these equations we can derive using dimensional analysis. Clear? How to derive that equations, how to find the relation between among the physical quantities, let us see. For this our approach should be like this. For example, T proportional to L power x G power y, time period of a simple pendulum, depends on the length, depends on the acceleration due to gravity. Like that we have to approach. Then T is equal to some constant K into L power x G power y. Okay, let it be equation 1. T is equal to K into L power x G power y. Then write the dimensional formulas on both sides. Time period dimensional formula T. This is dimensionless, like that we will assume. Proportionality constant. Then this value will be L power x, Lt power minus 2 power y. L power x, Lt power minus 2 power y. Then T is equal to L power x plus y, T power minus 2y. L power x plus y, T power minus 2y. So, comparing the powers of MLT on both sides. Comparing the powers of MLT on both sides. M is not there. Here L power x plus y is there. This side L is not there. So L power 0. Minus 2y is equal to 1. Y is equal to minus 1 by 2. Minus 2y, here T power 1 is there. Then y is equal to minus 1 by 2. You substitute here. So then x is equal to minus y. So it becomes minus of minus 1 by 2 means 1 by 2. We got x value and y value, substitute here. Then this is the way. Okay, then if you substitute, what we will get here? T is equal to K into L power x G power y. So T is equal to K root L by G. Up to here we can do using dimensional analysis. That proportionality constant value is there, that we can't derive using dimensional analysis. So practically we measured, we got K is equal to 2 pi. So time period is equal to 2 pi root L by G. Like that we will derive the equation. So what is the relation between the physical quantities that we can derive using dimensional analysis? Is my points are understanding? We'll take some more just for your understanding. Any equations you can take. KE is equal to half mv square. For this, how to proceed? KE depends on the mass, depends on the velocity. Like that you have to proceed. You have to know this quantity is depending on what quantities you have to know first. Then KE is equal to some constant K into m power x v power y. Let it be equation 1. Then write the dimensional formulas on both sides. KE dimensional formula ml square t power minus 2. Proportionality constants are not having dimensions. M dimensional formula capital M. Velocity dimensional formula L t power minus 1. So what we will get, ml square t power minus 2 is m power x, L power y, t power minus y. On comparing the powers of mlt on both sides, we will get x value is equal to 1, y value is equal to 2. Substituting these two values here, we will get K is equal to K into m power 1 v square. So this constant value we can't get by dimensional analysis. Practically it is measured as half. So half mv square. Okay, like this. We can derive the relation between among the physical quantities using dimensional analysis. So today what we did, what we discussed, see, from 82 to 92, some 10 quantities, dimensional formulas we wrote. Totally 92 dimensional formulas, 90 around dimensional formulas we gave. Each and every dimensional formula you have to memorize. Problems will be there on this. Next after that, what is the use of this dimensional analysis? Why we are writing means, one equation is given, whether that equation is correct or not. First, what is the first use? To convert one system of units into another system. This dimensional analysis will be helpful. To check the correctness of the given equation, dimensional analysis will be useful. Whether given equation is correct or not to identify, that is the second use. To derive the relationship between physical quantities, dimensional analysis will be helpful. Clear? So these are the uses. Next topic will be what are the limitations of dimensional analysis, where we can't use this dimensional analysis. Those are the limitations. Next after that, errors part will be there. Measurement of length, measurement of mass and measurement of time. Errors part will be there. After finishing of that errors part and significant figures, directly we can go to the problems. Clear? Okay.